before we begin explaining the Ten of Swords, I want to remind the students and the seekers that the suit of swords, I call them the drama queens of tarot, because what they do is that they make things very dramatic and very intense, not because it's a literal translation of what the seeker is going through, but it's because the guardians, the universe, and tarot are trying to get your attention so that you can pinpoint exactly what energy needs to be removed to get the clarity. And the Ten of Swords is no exception. When we break down the card, what we see is it looks basically like a body with 10 swords impaled on its back. It looks like a little bit of blood coming out. It looks very, very drastic and very, very dark, basically. What's happening though is when you look behind the scene, we see a dark sky, but a crack of dawn. We can see the sun is just about to rise. Now, behind them, we see a huge body of water. What this means is that the Ten of Swords, the 10 of Swords that are in this person's back are 10 thoughts that are done. It's you can't take it any further. You've gotten the lesson. It's time to move on. What this card basically means is it's a congratulations, you've gotten the lesson, you're ready for the next chapter, and that's the new dawn in the background. There is a very strong energy here where there is divine intervention, where the universe is saying that, okay, we're stepping in now to redirect you where you need to go and onto the next aura. So for the seeker, they could be experiencing an energy where it could be very drastic changes or unexpected changes. However, it leads them to something so much better. It's just trusting the process. And one note I want to bring to your attention is that these 10 swords impaled on the back means that the thoughts that the seeker may be having, it's not helping them move forward. So it's an energy where the thoughts are going against the seeker. The duty of the reader when you're working with your seeker with this is to reassure them that they've gotten the lesson, and now the angels, the guardians, they're intervening, they're stepping in to leading them something much better. This is a very intense card. It's one of the more intense cards of tarot. So you really want to emphasize with the seeker that they're doing a lot of work, more than I think they realize. And it's an energy of a positive graduation. It's an energy where they're ready for the next chapter. I always compare this to getting the lesson from elementary school, preparing for junior high. So you're still in school, you're still learning, but you're getting into the next level. There's more freedom coming to you. There's more positive energy coming in. You're getting ready for the next beautiful aura. Additional notes of the Ten of Swords is, remember, the first message of this card is a happy new chapter is about to begin. It's also telling the seeker enough is enough, you're ready for a change. This card often comes up if someone's done with drama, or if they're done with dealing with someone's negative energy or toxic energy. They had enough. Or a job that's not serving them. It's like they're putting the foot down. Because remember, there's a law of free will that states that the universe and guardians, they can't step into our lives until we ask. So the Ten of Swords is that we've gotten ourselves to a point where we're ready to ask, we're ready for the next energy. Another translation of the Ten of Swords means freedom, freedom from stress, freedom from fear, and it also can indicate a happy new move is about to happen. If you're asking for a general message, it means enough is enough. It's time for a positive change. It also shows that the seeker is putting their foot down, taking back their power, and it's a time for a happy new beginning. If you're asking for business or for career, this shows that there's a positive change happening, that the stress that you've been dealing with is completed, you've gotten the lesson, you're ready for a new energy. It's time for a fresh new start. It can be a big sign that you've outgrown a job and you're ready for something new. And it's also a sign to learn something new. So look into a class, get a new book, expand your knowledge and your wisdom. Some notes about the Ten of Swords is that all swords in tarot are ruled by the element of air. So air has to do with communication, clarity, thoughts. Air helps us connect with our thoughts to manifest our path. So for astrology, the 3 air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. For Ten of Swords, the zodiac sign I find more appropriate is the Aquarius. So Aquarius is about breakthroughs, positive changes, and that's the big message about Ten of Swords. So what you're looking for is the next moon in Aquarius to give you further guidance about this card. You want to pay attention, is it a new moon, a full moon, waxing, or waning moon, which would have an additional information. I'll be doing another class on that a little bit later. So what you're looking for is, when is the moon going again into Aquarius? Because that's when you should get news about the change that's before you. So it doesn't have to do with work, does it have to do with your psychic abilities? That's when you should feel the energy really lighten up and the intensity that you've been dealing with should be completed. Now, the number 10, the numeric influence, is 1 plus 0. So what we're seeing here is the 1 is always about beginnings. A seed has been planted. The 0 is the infinite number where all things are connected. So it's a very spiritual number. All the 10s in tarot are very, very spiritual, and it's a very positive beginning. And a lot of energy here between you and your guardians are helping you to something so much better. My personal interpretation of the Ten of Swords is basically a congratulations, you have done it. You've mastered a major lesson and you're ready to get the rewards of this new power. So I usually see this when a seeker overcame thoughts that are not serving them, or the universe is stepping in to say, okay, they're done with this energy, we're getting them over here. It's a beautiful sign that they're ready for something new. And it's very important as the reader to get the seeker to focus on the celebration, that this is a very good energy coming in. So for example, if you have a seeker, that this card might come up if they say that their project ended at work, or their a friendship, they had to take a step back. It just shows them that when we take a step back from a situation or a person or like that, it's what you're doing is energetically, you're actually creating a space for someone new and better to come forward. And that's the big message of the Ten of Swords. One thing that the Guardians say a lot with the Ten of Swords is that they'll say that the seeker has experienced what they're not in order to become who they really are. And the Ten of Swords is a big part of that. So when a seeker is going through dealing with a situation where they're not being treated fairly or not being treated true to who they are, it's a teaching moment, a lesson where once you experience who you're not, you can take back your power and raise your vibration where you're like, I'm not doing that again. I'm ready for something new, which is a very powerful wisdom to be in. It's not a wisdom that is given to souls. It's something that we have to work hard to get through that. So the Ten of Swords is reminding you that, hey, you're doing this. And then the final message about the Ten of Swords is, get the seeker to be proud of themselves. I often get them to reflect on how far they've been, how far they've come along. Usually the guardians will say, they'll compare the seeker, say that they'll be like, okay, 6 months ago, you were a completely different soul compared to who you are now, just to get them to see and recognize how far they've come along and how much work that they're doing, so they can feel proud of themselves and to know that good things are coming.